we are.
Hey, welcome.
Wait, where's that coming from?
What?
There it is.
What is that?
You're right, Fred?
Wait, are we? Do we have a delay going on?
Fred, what's going on?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Red. Yes,
Where
there's a
is that
delay. What's it coming from?
So that's, when you call into the radio station, they say turn your phone off, turn it down, turn it down.
Yeah, whose phone is up?
When you call into the radio station, they say turn. Is that what I sound like? Oh my
No.
gosh.
Not at all.
I hope not.
Wait, is that it? Okay, it's gone.
That was weird.
This
That was
senior
weird.
moment brought to you by Fred.
Fred
The tech expert is, wow, that was weird.
Getting coding, if
crap.
you'd like to
It
learn
was like
more.
time traveling for a second.
You know what? That's so typical, though. Anytime as educators, we know whether you're doing a presentation, something in school, your students are doing it, you're doing it. It's inevitable. Something is going to go sideways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you either
yes.
fix it or move on. But that's perfect because we were talking before we popped on here. This is what we're doing tonight. We're just going to be Aaron, Pete, and Fred and hang out. This is our true selves right now of just, it's a Wednesday and it's been a week.
Yes.
Gather around the campfire and chat a little.
Yeah, let's do it.
Up.
So how are y'all doing today?
Pete?
How you doing?
Good.
Remember,
How you doing, Fred?
we had the guest who said, "What's going well?"
I like that.
Yes, that's right. That is a nice way to phrase that, right? What is going well with you? Who was that? That was the principal from.
Was it Andrew Calais? Was that who?
Yeah, and wasn't he doing the wellness tips of the day?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Not TikToks, the reels. He was excellent guest.
He was great. Today I had a meeting with our superintendent's advisory council for principals. We had to, there was like an awkward delay there for a minute. We were waiting for some people to pop on. So I finally was just like, tell me something awesome that happened today. Same type of thing. But it was cool. So we had some principals turn on their cameras and one was, you could tell outside, he had his sunglasses up on his head. And he said, I'm just getting ready to watch our high school women's tennis team. Was going to be playing for the state playoffs. So that's cool. It's just, you just never know what's going on. So
Aaron, what's the vibe right now? Like I feel like I have a good idea of the pulse of a staff and teachers and what they're going through this time of year. What do you think? How are the administrators feeling this time of year? The people on the other end?
Man, that's a great question. So for right now, in our state, Pete, we're getting ready to do our state assessments, which is later than normal. Like it's very close to the end of the school year, which is kind of stressful and close to graduation.
Right.
I would say they seem to be doing pretty good, but they're preparing for the chaos of May, which now also includes state testing. Not just graduation for our seniors. Nowadays, it's also for our kindergartners, our fifth graders, our eighth graders.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. What do you have to do as far as performance and things? Do you do things at the school for your end of the year, or what's that look like?
So I try to get as much possible out of the way before testing because where my room is, we need to be quiet for a good chunk of the day. As far as performances go, I got a kindergarten one coming up. We're going to do a red, white, and blue concert, do some patriotic songs and feel good stuff. And that's going to be a great one. And I just started off, saw it on Facebook a few months ago, and it was on back order. It's been so popular. I ordered it back in January, February, and it just came now. But they're jump bands. There's these elastic jump ropes that go around your ankles. So you have two at one end, one person with two legs, unless a pirate, right? So one person at one end, one person at the other, and they stretch and they're doing dancing. And then there's people in the middle doing, it's like jump rope, but it's more rhythmic and it's dancing. It's based on Filipino folk dancing.
That's very cool.
Well, so we've been doing that. So I'm focused on projects right now. I have fourth and fifth graders doing composing and some harmonizing and stuff like that, trying to get some of these nuts and bolts things that I could look at my list of standards and be like, check, check, check. We're ready to go to the next level. And then when I just feel like, okay, they're done, we've been getting out these jump ropes and adding some moves and all. My goal is eventually they can start to pick out their own song with their own group and come up with their own choreography / jump rope routine. So it's pretty cool. So that's what we've been doing. But I'm doing high energy, loud, crazy stuff now because very like today we were doing Eye of the Tiger on drums and xylophones and all sorts of crazy stuff. So I'm sure my teachers were like, "Gosh, I can't wait till testing comes because then Pete will have to be quiet."
You'll have to bring it down a notch.
Yeah. So performance-wise, we're in the home stretch as far as the school year goes. We have other stuff outside of the school, but as far as the school year goes, performance-wise, we're winding down. Talent shows and a couple PTA events, things like that. Because I just try to be out of the way for testing and be respectful of what teachers go through.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. How about you, Fred? How you doing today?
Doing really good. I mean, we're in the same mode. We're in the final. Well, next week's the last full week of classes, and then final exams will be run, and then we're right after that on the heels. We go into graduation, so it's all that stuff coming together. We have award ceremonies, both on the academic side, students being recognized, and then there's another for just student recognition for their involvement in clubs and activities. I'll be going to that one. That's going to be next. Actually, I know we're not going to be recording. That'll be the evening that I go to that event. That's always a fun. That's a more of a relaxed one. I'm not going to be able to make the student awards one this year. That's we have a family event going on that day, so I'll be tied up doing that. But we have all that coming together. So students are working on projects. I do have to redo a final exam. I decided I would give an exam during finals week. I've been moving away from that this year, trying something different in terms of assessing, trying to figure out. I was doing more frequent assessments with quizzes, quick quizzes, 4-question, 5-question quizzes, high stakes type things, and then big quizzes, as I call them, but doing them more frequently. So we're not binging and trying to jam stuff. I'll probably sit back this summer and look at all. And I know I was talking to you about the whole idea about the rubrics and the effectiveness and what they condition a student to be doing, like how they're thinking. So we'll talk, but I'll look at that. But it's good. It's funny. I was just saying to I think it was my son the other day. This is I always feel the spring semester goes by faster, and it just rolls along. And of course, he graduates and he's going to be done. But we start off up in the Northeast. We start off in our boots and our heavy winter coats, and we finish in our flip-flops. Well, some of us flip-flops and our shorts and t-shirts. So it's a neat transition, but it's such a fun time. It's a fun time of the year, but it's stressful. It's tiring. Everybody's ready to wrap things up,
Yeah. And the teaching stuff, actually, I'm just thinking, I just feel like we have so much to talk about, and it'll be a whole other show just about higher education and what you have shifted to this year. I'll be interested to hear about your data and everything as you look at it, because that's getting a little bit more into what I like to do in K through 12. And that's more of it's aligned to the standard-based grading. So like you said, instead of feeling like they're cramming it all in the end to show you what they know and meet the standard, they're kind of showing you along the way, but they're also seeing what they're getting and what they're not getting. So by the time they get to the big one, whatever that is, right, that they can feel confident about what they know, but also hopefully have spent some time working on what they were being challenged by the time they get to that point.
Exactly. Yeah. There's always, and you're always trying to make it. I always looked at a quiz or a test as an opportunity to also teach and educate. So it has that piece. It's not just, hey, what's the right answer, A, B, C, or D, and in my case, with a lot of things, showing them, a quiz or not a quiz, or showing them if we're doing programming code or some kind of code, show me what you could do with it. I wasn't able to pull off the one thing I really wanted to do, and that was to do the one-on-one exams. My class ended up becoming bigger than it was expected to be. And the time commitment to doing that one-on-one assessment, that face-to-face, that, what do you call it? practical exam, it 10 minutes, 15 minutes a student, you're talking about 2 weeks of testing. So
Right. Yeah.
so I have to figure out if that becomes the thing I really want to do next year. What do I have to build in during that time period while I'm doing that, so they can continue to move forward on whatever else they need to be learning. So yeah, a lot of just to mix it up, but you're right. The
Yeah.
data is key.
I think that's awesome, Fred. Kudos to you, because I kid you not, I was just talking to someone the other day about this, and I was like, I feel like our higher education is the next one that we need to focus on, because there's going to have to be some shifts for it to survive. It's not going to look like it's always looked, I think.
Yeah.
And some may stay more to what I'll call traditional, but others, I think there's got to be some shifts in some of the stuff we're doing to meet the needs of whatever this next generation is. And I think that you embrace that well and test it out and play with it. And I think that's what you have to do.
There's definitely a lot of us that are doing that. And you're right. We are seeing a shift. The shift is real. A lot of people are watching this demographic shift. Those of us in the Northeast, especially, and it sweeps across the Midwest into the West. And it's real. It's creating a lot of questions. I think there's a lot of interesting conversations that we could be having maybe in the future with the value of higher education, because it's definitely been being dragged through the mud, so to speak, as we're seeing it. Like, what's the real value in it? And I just had that conversation with my students the other evening, and I'm not trying to sell it because they write my paycheck. I do believe in what we're doing, because look, you could learn a lot on YouTube. You really could, but there's no accountability. Now, there's always going to be those 10%ers, though, that can watch a YouTube video and they're going to be on the rocket ride. They're going to do great. But for the general population, the larger the group, the masses, I think that what that tuition dollar is really paying for is that all the engagement activities that also occur not in the class, but also outside the class. And if you do take a lot of that stuff in as a student, going to dress for success and etiquette dinners, to learn how to have a luncheon with a business partner and stuff like, if you do all those things that are being provided to you through your tuition dollars and apply yourself in the classroom, you're going to raise the likelihood of having a real successful outcome at the end of your 4 years. And that means either getting a job or going on to your next level of education. But for some reason, it's not. I don't know if we just haven't been selling it well enough. I think that's not the right way to say it, right? Promoting it well enough, I guess. But it's definitely not being received that way these days. It's like, you are too expensive and you got to go away. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Yeah. I look forward to that. I think that we should kind of think about that. I haven't talked to you guys about it, but got some ideas of brewing that I think the three of us could support.
Yeah.
Some higher education institutions with, but.
Well, we're definitely all connected. So
for sure. So you asked about me. All's good. Staying busy. I've actually, as you all were talking, I was like, man, I've run into so many students in the last month or two that I taught somewhere between 7 and 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it's been really cool because they're young adults. They're adults now. And it's just interesting to hear how they're doing, what they're up to. I saw a young man the other day actually at Trader Joe's, and we both stopped and looked at each other because we hadn't seen each other in so long. And I was like, he's not going to remember me. And I was like, hey, waited and paused. And he goes, hey, Miss King. And I was like, okay, he remembers me. Thank goodness. And I was just like, man, you look amazing. He just looked like he had grown into his skin. That's how I'm going to put it. He just looked like he was doing great. He's got a very grown-up job he was telling me about, and he was loving it. And it just was really, really cool to see. But that's happened a lot lately, or I've had some reach out to me for certain things as they're moving on to their next phase in life, or some of them going into the doctorate programs and stuff and reaching out to me for some things. And it's just, I absolutely love it. I love it.
Don't you love those messages? Like, somebody writing you may not remember me, but I had you. And I always write back first thing, say, I told you a long time ago and I meant it. Once your teacher, always your teacher. Of course I remember you. And then I'll throw in a little embarrassing thing that I remember the kid did,
Yeah. Yeah, we don't
Good
forget.
stuff.
We really don't forget. Doesn't matter how quiet you were, if you got in trouble, it doesn't matter. We remember you. So that's just been really kind of cool. Special surprises that just completely unexpected. But
Yep.
yeah,
There was
very
a
cool.
I was listening to a news I guess it's a news show on XM, and the host had a period on there where he talked about going back to his alma mater, and he was talking about, he was talking to the undergraduates that were there, and they were going on about a couple different things, and he started to reminisce about a teacher that he remembered really well. So he thought it would be a really neat idea to have people call in and give a shout out to teachers that made an impact or teachers that they remembered. And it was neat listening to all that, like other people were calling in and what they're Aaron, a lot of I don't know, I didn't do an official count, but a lot of them were English teachers, and
Hmm.
they were talking about either reading or writing. Like I remember the one woman called in talking about how the one teacher really gave them some tough reading assignments. The books were really hard, difficult reads, and she talked about that. And another person talked about how they really shaped their way to critical think through writing, doing drafts, and then doing writing. So you're in your niche was definitely well represented.
Yeah, we are definitely a different breed, that's for sure. I think there's two things. One is we get the opportunity to introduce books that touch into the world themes, right? Things that we all can relate to or get touched by or whatever. Same with writing or when we do poetry. A lot of time, and unfortunately too, Fred, and I talked about this before when we did the episode about suicide awareness, we also are the ones that tend to have students write about their like really honest feelings.
Mm.
And so a lot of times we're the ones that are reporting things out because, the kids feel comfortable doing it. Thank goodness, because then we're able to have some really maybe even life-saving conversations. But yeah, it's an
Yeah.
interesting topic to be doing. In fact, one of the students that reached out to me from a long time ago, this person really, and they were very open with me about it, did not care for English language arts, did not get the whole figurative language thing. Was I just making things up? How could I just say these things and get a grade for it? And taught them, the way of critical thinking and analysis. And as long as you can show proof of how you're getting that analysis, and now they totally love philosophy. They love to read. So that was really cool to see, because this was someone who was like, I don't get it. I'll never read any more Jane Austen. And next thing you know, they're still reading Jane Austen. So that was pretty
That's
cool.
neat. And that's how it kind of rounded out was, he was saying it was really neat to have everybody call in and do that, because I'm hoping that if there's any teachers that are out there, or people studying to become teachers, that they're going to have that kind of effect or not. And that was the thing. He kind of left it at that. It's like, it's not something that just naturally happens. You have to be, you have to be doing these things in the classroom and engaging them and so on. So it was neat. It was just neat to kind of hear everybody calling in and kind of,
That's
there were
very
some
cool.
interesting stories too, though. You wonder like how much it's changed too. Like, we all have we shared in some of our earlier episodes stories from when we were kids, what teachers were like, and we know what's going on in the teaching space today. And there's definitely some changes that have happened over the past, let's say 50 years, I guess.
Oh,
So
for sure.
And then
yeah.
how many teachers are doing things after school in addition to
Mm.
their school day? So I got an email yesterday from an ELA teacher in middle school. And she
Mm.
said, hey, I've had a lot of your former students. They rave about your theater program a long time ago, and we're putting on a show, and I'm in over my head. And I need microphones, and I need this, and I need that. And the dates that she needs stuff for, I don't have that equipment available. And I said, I the microphones we use, you don't just plug them in and run. I mean, you need somebody operating a soundboard and da 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 and all this stuff. So I really felt for her. Like she was just trying to help the kids and sponsor a club. And
Oh,
I just felt like she was in over her head. So I gave her as much advice as possible. And I said, email me, call me, whatever. But I just don't have the equipment on hand for the week that she needs it. But it made me think about how many teachers do so many additional things on top of everything else. And here's this sweet ELA teacher in middle school saying, hey, I'll do your theater club. But I felt like she really wasn't sure what went into it. So, yeah,
well,
just
I'm kind of glad you brought that up too. I was going to tell you all about this during the week. I have I have a role at my church, like I told you all, and we have a member who's a teacher, a young teacher, a new teacher, and she wants to set up an exchange at our church for teaching supplies.
Oh, beautiful.
So, when she submitted the idea to us as a committee to kind of decide whether or not we could support this, whether, logistically, security wise, all that stuff. I immediately was thinking of like teachers pay teachers.
Right.
So there's that great platform where teachers can, you create something, you put it out there for sale. But this is something that's totally nonprofit. It's basically anybody that has extra leftover stuff that they don't use, I guess she's saying, bring it in. They're going to set up some kind of online
like a food pantry for school supplies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Have you all seen anything like that work
It's
anywhere?
a great idea.
No, it's a great idea. It's almost like a buy nothing.
Right.
Hey, I've
Right.
got these things if you need them. That's awesome.
So we're hoping. So we're gonna be talking to her again, and then hopefully she could stand this up and give it a try. So
Beautiful.
but it's neat. But once again, Pete, it's all gonna be done on her extra time. Like that's it's not during the workday.
Doing great things out there.
Yeah.
If you guys lose me, there's a storm overhead right now.
Is there? Then it means it's coming.
It's coming your way, Aaron.
Coming my way. Hey, Pete, we haven't had a chance to really talk about your production actually that happened just last month.
Yeah. Was it that? It was just
Yeah, it was just last month.
Yeah.
It was last month.
It was a lot of fun. It's always great having a lice scare in the cast a day before you open, and then you take your Sunday with your family and you go treat everything. That was fun. That's happened many times. That's pretty common, actually. But
really?
Really? Yeah, a lot of fun. So yeah, we had Moana going on at one school and Peter Pan going on another school at the same time, and went off without a hitch. So they went great, and crashed, breathed, recharged a little bit over spring break, got everything out of the school. Everything's back in the house now. We have 2 storage facilities now. It's completely full. And the nonprofit is just chugging along. And next step is we're going to do a summer camp. We're 80% full. We're doing Newsies. So we need lots of guys. We need lots of boys dancing and all. And but the kids that are signed up are awesome. Can't wait. Got a full team ready. We toured the theater today. We're excited because when we go into the school, we promise them we're going to leave this place looking better when we leave it. And we try to get their equipment working, and if it doesn't work, we tell them what we think it needs. And that will be 2 intense weeks in June doing Newsies, and I can't wait. So I can wait, but I can't wait.
I love Newsies. The music.
I think the movie just had its 30th anniversary.
I was going to say yes.
Yeah.
I think it just did, and I haven't seen it.
What?
Really?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, we need to have a showing party.
I mean, and I haven't seen it. I haven't seen young Christian Bale singing, and
yeah, it's interesting.
And what Doogie Howser's sidekick, right? Vinny, he's in it.
Yeah, that's
and then
right.
he grew up to be Timon on Broadway in Lion King, and I saw him playing that. I forgot his name, but I've just watched. I think it's on Disney Plus now. It used to be on Netflix. I just watched the recorded version of the stage play.
Okay.
They, it had over the years, it had such a big following and this cult following and just and finally Disney said, "Oh, we might make some money off of this. We think there's some mileage in it." And they gave it a test run at Paper Mill Playhouse in New Jersey, where they do amazing production.
I know where that is.
Yeah. And a lot of shows get their start there. And if they say, "Oh yeah, this has legs, let's take it over the river and give it a try on Broadway," and it played 2-3 years on Broadway. But it's a huge property for school productions, touring. And I've watched half of it. I'm trying to. We always like doing our own version of stuff, so I try not to watch things and get too anchored to the original.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I try not to get too influenced. But we've been watching it, and it's going to be interesting. It's our first PG-13 show. There's some language in it and some themes and stuff. I'm excited about that. Because the kids that have been doing these programs with us, they stay with us. They're getting older. We need to grow with them as well. We need to keep challenging them and serving them and helping them grow. So that will be our summer. And then next spring, we're doing the Animal Kingdom version of Finding Nemo. And it's going to be all the puppets. We're starting to build them now. And we're gonna do just like they do it in Animal Kingdom, and it will be in the round. But we're doing Finding Nemo. I decided that a few weeks ago and announced it to the kids, so they're psyched up for that. So that will be kind of
Oh
cool. But
man.
a real puppet heavy show. We haven't done something like that yet. So we'll
Oh,
Oh,
I
be
wow.
can't wait to tell my mom. That is her favorite thing to give to when
I
we're in
got her a
Animal
seat.
Kingdom.
We'll
So
save her a seat.
save a seat, and
save a
if
seat.
you want someone to just boss around, I will come
Please.
and help because
Anytime.
So
that
wait, when
sounds
you say that's a puppet heavy one, like are you thinking of it in lines of the type of production that they do in Walt Disney
Yeah,
World?
Animal
Oh,
Kingdom. Yeah,
wow.
exactly. We'll
That's
do it exactly like it. Yeah, yeah.
that'd be
that's
fun.
so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that stuff is neat. I saw Lion King on Broadway, and that
Cool.
was really that's a I don't is that really called puppets? Isn't there a name?
I mean, it's puppetry to me. It's puppetry and
That's
masks.
amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was
And
amazing.
you know, you, when your team is growing up, you got to look. Okay, this group of kids that are coming, what's the right show, the right time for them a year or two from now? You know, I start thinking that far ahead, and I just think the puppetry, the color, the humor, and the assortment of awesome kids that are coming. I really think it's the right show for them. We try to put a lot of thought into it and say, oh, this will be perfect for this group coming up.
It fits their personalities.
Yeah, it
and
fits their personality, and you just see the numbers that we have and how many girls, how many boys, and where their interests are, where their strengths are, where we think we could stretch them a little bit and challenge them, and they'll say, okay, I know they're not going to do this. This is just we'll lose kids if we try to do this. So, you know, I'm not going to do Annie at my school anytime. I just know that's not going to fly. So,
Yeah.
Finding Nemo, that's what we'll do with them next year. So we're
Wait,
already starting to work on that.
what year did Nemo come out? What year was that?
Is this the
Google that.
Kahoot already?
Let's do a quick Google. So if anybody if you have access to your computers, it's a race.
I'm going to say 10, 11, 12, somewhere around.
Was it 10? I thought it was even earlier than that.
It's the same summer that Pirates came out. It was a great summer
Okay,
for
so
movies.
I was going to say 2001, and I just looked
2003.
it up. It's 2003.
Wow,
Wow.
we're old. We're so old.
21 years ago, right? That's
Yeah.
wow. And then, you know, then that's well, the reason I was asking was like I was thinking like with young kids,
Mhm.
it still holds them. It still holds their
Yeah.
attention, right? It's still a great movie. My cousins, my nephews, everybody, they all still, you know, they
So
still
great.
watch that.
And
It is.
so
It was. Yeah.
the live one down there, that was my son's first experience sitting in a theater situation, you know, a
Oh.
theater, you know, experience. And that was his first time, and it held him. So it's special to us.
That's cool.
They added a bunch of songs. I mean, there's a full score written by the people that wrote Frozen. That songwriting couple. So
the couple that wrote for Frozen wrote for the
Mhm.
production. And
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
an Avenue Q. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I won't be doing that at my school anytime soon. That's a good one. Obscene puppets are great. Oh, more puppets.
Yeah.
obscene.
Save the
Speaking
puppets.
of not obscene, but did you all see the announcement that they're going to have a Jim Henson documentary on Disney
On Disney
Plus
Plus.
May
Directed by
31st?
Ron Howard. Or
I'm
edited.
so
Ron Howard
excited.
had something to do with it.
I
Oh.
saw that the picture of Jim Henson holding Kermit in his hand, and Kermit's like looking back at him. It almost looked like Kermit's a real person in that picture. It's really
Wait.
neat. It's a really
Kermit's
well
not
done
real?
photo.
I mean, come on, Fred.
That's not real.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Fred.
Fred, you ever come down to Atlanta? We got to bring you to the Center for Puppetry Arts here in Atlanta. It's a great place. It's a great puppet museum and experience, and they're doing a Sesame Street musical right now. But the exhibits they have setting up again of Jim Henson's office,
Yep.
reenactment of that, and a lot of the original
Oh, wow.
puppets. I actually just wrote them. I just wrote them, and I said, "Hey, my team, we're doing Finding Nemo, and if you have any courses coming up, please let us know because we want to learn some of these puppet making techniques and all." So I've reached out to them, but the Muppet stuff at that place is really, really cool. You should
That's
definitely
neat.
check it out when you come down here.
It's
All right,
very
yeah,
cool.
that's a deal. I got to get down that way. I got to get down back down.
I'm in.
Yeah, you need to do a road trip.
There's a chance if my son's schooling in the direction that he's going, there's a possibility of being in Augusta. So we'll see. We'll see.
Not
One
too
step at a
far.
time. We got to go.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Saying
Get going on your golfing skills.
Oh, I didn't even, when he said that, I didn't even think of that the first time. I'm like, oh, I forgot. That's where the Masters is.
Huge.
Yeah.
which
huge.
we just held. So
Very old South.
Very.
yes.
Very, very old South. How about you, Fred? What last month? What were you up to?
So what was I up to this last month or coming up? Wait.
Whatever. Coming
So
up.
the big thing, like we are discussing a lot, is still the artificial intelligence stuff. And I've been, really getting into this. I had a really wonderful conversation with a local podcast host up here in the Northeast, Ryan Leckie, and it was I really started to touch on that, and he asked me the question that got a lot of airplay, I guess, from some other folks. When an AI first came out, what did you think? And I was honest. I said I was afraid. All of a sudden, it was like that shock, like it's going to take your job. So I've been looking into that and reading and listening and reading and trying to understand the directions that we need to go with it so we can understand how we could prepare our students. So that's triggered me down another path to get ready this summer with modifying some of the Get Me Coding courses for young people, that it's going to weave in the element of AI. And I was listening to a really, really interesting interview with the CEO of Anthropic. That's the company behind Claude 3, which if we were to put the big three out there right now, you have Google Gemini, OpenAI's ChatGPT, and might as well line up Microsoft alongside there with Copilot, and then Claude 3. And so I really first of all enjoyed hearing him speak, because he's very intelligent fellow, and he spoke with an empathetic type of understanding of the way this is all going. That's not let's just say that's not evident with all of them right now. They're very much, but it is a race. It is a race to get this stuff going and moving. And there was an interesting comment in there that I'll share real quick, was what we're going through, or what we're really, some of us may not be in it yet, but a lot of us are definitely touching on it. It's a lot like the movement from an agrarian society to the Industrial Revolution. We had 90% of the people being agrarians, and we had to figure out a way to retrofit them to fit into the Industrial Revolution. That's where we are right now. We're going to see changes. And then in terms of the job loss, I don't focus on that aspect of it. I just want to make sure that we're using it in a way that can be helpful to furthering your problem solving. So I think for me, with introducing it more to the younger people, it's going to be one of those elements of trying to get them to understand that you have to be able to solve the problem. You have to have these collaboration skills. You have to be able to read the room. You have to be able to interact with each other. And that's going to be a really, really important set of skills that we have to continue to foster, even all the way up through the college years. So I'll be working on a few things. I have some ideas, some irons in the fire. It's just a matter of kind of hammering them all out. And then the thing that makes it so much fun is the stuff is evolving so fast that, as you lay the foundation for these things, it's like, oh, I got to change this and tweak that. So that stuff, that's what's been going on a lot this last month, I think, is, that constant churn around that stuff. I think for the summertime coming up in general, we have a lot of change coming out. I'll share that when we probably come back from the summer break. But the Get Me Coding stuff is looking fine. And then I would like to see also, so tonight we're talking about the possibility of doing a Kahoot. And for those that are listening that used to participate in our Saturday morning coding, and we called it coding, computers, and coffee. And then we just called it Computers and Coffee, where every Saturday morning, all through COVID, we were getting together and we were talking tech, and we were playing Kahoots that were tech oriented. We're going to maybe get a chance to bring back that style here of gameplay. But I'm wondering if there's an opportunity for me to bring that back on Saturday mornings again in some fashion. I thought it was going to come back earlier this year, but then the AI stuff really did start to distract me, and I had to get involved in some conversations, and Saturday morning started to get eaten up. Plus the world opened up. Not everybody's online as much. So it's a matter of, it's trying to figure out what's the right vibe. Because really, I would like to be able to help inform people about what this is, what it's looking like. So, there's obviously the Hollywood version of this stuff going on in everybody's head, but there's also the real side to all this and what we're seeing and hearing and talking
Yeah,
about.
I think to the public and on the surface, I'm going to put this out there. I don't think we're seeing as much as it could evolve, right? Like I think so. What you said is what you're listening to the conversation. You're keeping your pulse on some of the big stuff that is happening behind the scenes. That is
Right.
pretty cool, pretty scary. All those types, exciting, all those things. But I still think on the surface, we're still, for the most part, a lot of people I think are just using as a thought partner or collaborator for writing things. I don't know if we've gotten past that yet. So that's interesting to kind of, create some curriculum that can help. I think you've got time on that with it not changing so fast for just the student level, right? To kind of think about how they can use it appropriately and
that's definitely still, we talked about that earlier on some of our earlier shows this year. And, like what I was doing, I was posting some videos here and there talking about just kind of reflecting on what I was doing in the classroom, what I was trying out. It is interesting. I see, so just real quick, I'm seeing definitely two tracks, the way students are using it in higher ed. There are those that are definitely using it and they are looking at it and then they put it into or apply it in an assignment or a project.
Yeah.
There's definitely a group of students who are not taking any second look at it and they're just dropping it in there and with all of its errors and its problems. So that's in a way, Aaron, that's not a new issue really.
No, it's not at all.
It's what the internet's been like for the past 25 years.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of us, kind of helping them understand how to better utilize it as a tool and then kind of going forward. What's that?
Cheaters are going to cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the bigger issue. That's the harder issue. That's trying to understand that. We even talked about that in some of our other episodes, I think. But what do you got going on there?
Nothing. She's got nothing going on.
You got nothing.
I'll tell you a couple quick things. Called our good friend Dave Tarnoff. Actually, I texted him the other day and I was like, what do you know about Z chart? I don't know. I'm in a statistics class right now. I'm getting my black belt in Six Sigma, the University of Georgia, and the course I'm on now is statistics. It's been a while. I'm not even gonna tell you how long ago. And so I've been doing great. I'm halfway through the course.
Way to go.
And I literally was like, I'm not getting something with this. Normal distribution. I just could not figure it out. And mine as well had been another language that I did not know. So I texted our good friend Dave. Next thing you know, we were on Zoom. And, he makes amazing videos and teaches computer science, everything. I felt like for a minute I had
your own personal. Yeah.
I had my own personal professor showing me and it clicked. Like
you did.
It just clicked. He's just so great. So
good.
That's kind of kicking my butt, but it's okay. I'll move forward. Next week, I'll be down in Miami. So I'm driving down to Orlando because I've got a couple of meetings. And then from Orlando, I'm going to take the Bright Line, the bullet train to Miami.
That's cool.
Very cool.
And speak at the Learning Summit. Did I tell you all what my title of my session?
I don't think so.
Using the Three Little Pigs for strategic decision making.
You know what? Let's go back to those obscene puppets for a second.
Yep. We're going to bring the obscene puppets. So I'm excited about that. And then, as you all know, my conference I do every year for educators in Orlando is coming up. So this is the big sell, try to get as many people who want to come, opportunity. So that's, you can go to my website, inspirededucation.info. And right when you get there, it says Main Street PD. Click it. You'll see some pictures from last year of us. We spend 2 days in a hotel event space and it's fully catered. We do some really great workshops and stuff with each other. And then we spend 2 days actually in the parks and that's kind of organized. You get to, have some opportunities to work on an idea, just make room for inspiration and find it throughout the parks. And then when you leave, you will leave with a storyboard so that you can either go ahead and start implementing whatever your idea, your solution or concept is, or you can present it to your supervisor when you get back as something that you want to do.
So wait, what is when you say a storyboard? Can you describe that a little bit more? Is it a
Yeah.
little sheet of paper, or is it a big board, or is it
So on the last day in the event space, we do a couple things in the morning, kind of get our brains going. And I've been walking you through it. Everyone's been walking the groups through it towards the end so that they've been thinking about it. They're doing some mind mapping, that kind of thing. They've got resources, but whatever their topic is. So I'll give you an example. Last year, a girl, an ELA teacher, and they were working on some new words for culture of their school. And she also wanted to incorporate that into expanding vocabulary for her students. And so she got the idea of like a hidden Mickey, having hidden words each month. And if students found them in anything around the school, in a book they were reading, that kind of thing. So that was kind of cool. So she presented on that. Her storyboard was on she made like a infographic or one pager up for that. I had other participants, I let them pick what they want to do. I had other participants do a PowerPoint. I've got the big sticky like easel poster board. Some people like were just better off. They drew it out, used markers and everything. I had a photography teacher that was there. She teaches elementary school photography. And so hers were all done in pictures that she had taken throughout the event and used that to show her inspiration and some lesson ideas that she had to do with the students based on like forced perspective and stuff like that. So the storyboard can be however you want it to be.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I like that.
Elementary
That's a cool
school.
takeaway.
Wow.
Say that again, Fred.
That's a cool takeaway. That's a cool, or not takeaway, but a take home away, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I mean, how often do we have 4 days to focus on something that we've had an idea about, right?
Oh,
Never.
No. I'm just finishing up. Well, not finishing up. I'm reading 10x is easier than 2x.
Yeah.
And it's it kind of talks to something in that way, and how you change up your schedule. And it's not easy. It's definitely a shift in your mindset and how you look at your day. But that devotion to a specific topic for a period of time is a key element in this strategy if you are going to go to 10x. And anything you do, whether it's making money or whether it's
exercise,
anything, right?
Yeah.
But that's really cool. Yeah. That's going to be
fun. And I think it makes us happier, right? When you're getting to spend some time on something that you're excited about or passionate about or whatever, like that's where the good stuff is. So
it truly, it's that retreat type feeling, right?
It is. A lot of people walk away going, "Oh man, I needed this. I'm so ready to go back."
That's neat.
I think I told you I had a teacher who came to me in confidence like the third day and just said, I was not going to renew my contract. And now I'm like so excited to go back because, she remembered why she got into it in the first place, and to forget about some of the other stuff. Yeah, some stuff you can't control, but at the end of the day, just be with your students. Be with your students. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna play Kahoot, Fred.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, let's
play a game at the end.
What's that?
Let's play the game at the end like we do. That's fun.
Yeah. So here's the thing. We have, for everybody watching and listening, we haven't done this in this platform with StreamYard. So we're gonna try it. If it works, fine. Now, the way it'll work for everybody that's watching this. Now, if you're listening to it, you'll be able to listen to the questions. If you are watching this on a replay, or for those that are watching it live, you're going to see a code and you could play along, and it's called Kahoot. A lot of educators know what it is. A lot of people know what it is, but it's KAHOOT.IT. That's the difference. And you're going to get a code, and that's the code you'll enter. So I'm going to gear this thing up here.
And I do see we've got some people watching us in stealth mode, which that's great. If you want to be a ninja and just watch behind the scenes and listen, we love having you. If you want to play right now, come on, join. Try to beat me. I dare you.
I'm trying to find out where this just went to. Hold on one second. Oh, there it is.
I mean, Fred, just for the record, who had the longest winning streak when this started way back? Just for the record, I just want to.
I think it was the name of Pete Bush.
because it was all movie and show stuff. It was all
Yeah.
mind
You were
stuff.
killing it every Saturday. Like he was
killing
just
it.
like pop in, like run the Kahoot crazy, and then be gone.
And then leave. And I felt so bad. I stopped coming after a while. I said, I can't keep doing that to
Good.
them.
We talked about you were like, thank goodness.
Thank goodness he's not here.
It was fun. It was fun. Okay, wait. Let me see.
Oh, look at that little guy. Now you just need 2 more of them.
I'm trying
Is
to
that
get
a prop for your present? Oh, there it is. There you go. Are they props? Are they visual aids?
Yeah.
Little bacon bits.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you guys. Those are great things.
Yeah. We're all doing great things.
Everybody's doing great.
All right, here we go. We're gonna put it up here on the whoops. Wait, wrong screen. Sorry.
I always stress out about what the name's going to be.
Hold everything. Let's do this again. Stop screen. We're gonna present screen. Sharing screen and do. Oh, there we go. All right. All right, there you go. So on the screen, you see a pin 724-5691. And there's also a QR code for those of you on mobile. You can click on that, and then you can open up the app or download the app, which is free. And then when you get in there, it's going to ask you to put in your name. If you would just enter your name, we got 2 people. We got obviously Aaron and Pete playing.
You're the dragon.
And the way we'll play today will be we'll go through each question. We'll give it a few more seconds if anybody else wants to chime in that's watching this. And then what we've done in the past was the fun stuff. I would set this up and we would run it all week long. We'd have people dropping in, and at the end of the week or the following weekend, we would announce the big winner. So right now, this will be a head-to-head match. Pete against Aaron. Aaron, this could be
how competitive she is.
This could be your opportunity, Aaron.
My redemption
to unseat him. Yes.
Oh God. And I'm a tiger with a pacifier in the mouth.
I know.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
R.
Okay.
So we have an R coming in.
That might be my wife.
I hope so. We're gonna get you, Pete.
Oh no!
Or maybe we'll give it a few more seconds. Maybe
What is
might
that's
be
like a
others.
little flying squirrel? Look at that little guy. I haven't been on Kahoot in a long time. They've definitely
changed
upgraded
it. How'd they do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of enhancements that they've done. There's this great challenge game that you could do with teams in the classroom now where they smash buildings and you have to climb up answering questions. It's really they've done some really cool stuff.
Wow, they really have. I'm Olaf now.
Yeah, and then they've added a whole new way to build questions too, which is part of that AI and integration. So, all right, I think should we start?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, let's get going. We'll kick it off. Here we go. All right. So we're going to call this summer blockbusters because we know the summer blockbuster season's coming up, and we're going to reflect back on some old questions. So the first question really is just to warm up your fingers and understand what to click. So speed is life. So all you have to do is identify what that is. Okay, good. Everyone understands what a hand is. All right. So what I'll probably do maybe is try to read the question and I'll quickly read the answer so people can, if they're listening on the podcast, they can kind of play along. All right. Ready? Now next one will be for points and for R, just in case you've never played before, the quicker you answer the question, the more points you get.
No pressure, R.
Here we go. Okay. Here's our question. 1975, this quote, "You're going to need a bigger boat," came from what?
Oh, you told us the answer.
Oh, I just gave the answer away.
You're going to need a bigger Jaws.
I don't believe I just did that. Yeah, I've been doing Kahoots forever.
Hey, it's been a while.
I know, right? So I just gave, yeah, obviously now you're going to see, you have to complete the movie quotes without me telling you the answer. All right, let's see.
This seems easier this time. I don't know. Right out of the gate. Ooh, very close.
Nice. No, super close. Let's move on to the next question. And the host will not read the answer. 1977, may the blank be with you.
How does Pete do it so fast?
All right, so everybody got that right? And the answer is the Force. May the Force be with you. Points going to Pete with 1786. Aaron
Nice.
with 1761.
He has
and
an
R,
extra finger on his hand.
1315.
Do not.
Next question.
You do not?
1978. In the cars, in their hair, and it was the word.
We'll do that show next year.
I can sing every single song to this film.
And that's correct. Grease. Grease is the word. Move on here. See the points
1978.
being gobbled up. Pete's still in the front, 2701.
Oh,
Aaron's 2668. R is 1931.
R is on
Ours on
fire.
fire.
R's on fire.
Fire.
So here we go. Next question. 1979. The alien first
Oh,
appeared
no.
on the spaceship out of a man's what? Suitcase, ear, mouth, or chest?
I'm gonna play this with kindergartners tomorrow.
All right. So the correct answer was his chest. Yes. All right. Points.
Hey,
Shuffling.
R, shake it off, R.
Just shake it off. Shake it off. All right. Next
I paused
question.
too long on that one.
1981. Why does it have to be blank? Is it spiders, snakes, Nazis, or you?
These are all my favorite movies.
Of course, Pete.
All right. Correct answer is snakes from 1981's. I can't believe it's 1981 that movie came out.
Wow.
And it's so timeless, right? You
It
can watch it
still
over and
holds
over
up.
again.
It's still
Indiana Jones we're talking about. So Pete's on fire. 45 30, 44 22, 24 63. So it's far from over, R. Hang in there. So next question. Double points.
Oh,
Bonus 1982. She debuts in E.T., the extraterrestrial. Cameron Diaz, Gwyneth Paltrow, Drew Barrymore, or Charlize Theron. I forget. I said her name wrong.
Pete plays with one hand. Can I just say? he's
Drew
just
Barrymore is
chilling.
correct. Yes, he's fast. I think he has
What?
he has like a four shape button thingy.
Yeah, he's got a special Kahoot.
Yeah, Kahoot
Remote.
controller. So, oh man, it is super close here.
He's smoking us.
All right, next question. 1984. Who are you going to call? Is it Lost Raiders, Ghostbusters, Space Rangers, or your mother?
My mom would say her.
The answer is Ghostbusters. Is that
Wasn't there a new one that just came out? Did you
Yep.
all see it?
I did not.
Not.
Frozen
No, I
Empire.
want to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Think
many
Dan-
movies come out so quietly anymore, and they go away so quick. It seems.
I
like.
agree. Yeah.
I didn't get to see Dune 2 on the. I
Not
don't know if
yet
it's still in the movie theater, but I'd like to see it.
Yep.
Next one. Oh, points. Let's see. All right. Right now, the points. Pete has 72.83. Aaron with 71.23.
Aaron's
R
not
has
letting me breathe.
44.78.
Come on,
Moving
R.
on. Here we
Trust
go.
me.
I think
You
that's
can
real.
do it. I've seen people win.
1985. Marty Blank was trying to get back to the future. Was it McMaster, Smith, McFly, or Brown? There you go.
There you go.
McFly.
Great movie. Oh my god.
All my favorites.
What's your favorite one out of the three? Do you have one?
I'd
Is
say
it-
the first.
Yeah, probably.
First.
Second one's fun though.
I heard the musical is really good.
I really thought we were gonna get hoverboards.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh boy, it's close.
I'm
Oh,
getting
no.
close.
Oh,
we
no.
Here we go.
Hello?
Number 10.
Hello? Wait,
1988.
hello? I froze.
Hit it. Oh.
Oh, so sorry.
Hello?
Eddie Murphy had the biggest two summer hits in a row.
Are you
with
kidding
Coming
me?
to
You
What?
still got it.
He got it. He's a Kahoot mastermind.
Yeah, but I'm freezing.
What do you mean
Uh-oh.
you're freezing?
So now we have Pete 90.83, Aaron 89.84, and R with 58.05. We're coming into the home stretch, but I believe there's a double points coming up here.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
yeah, this is where people can.
That's it.
All right, 1994. The Circle of Life was from which movie? The Jungle Book, Madagascar, Simba's Pride, or The Lion King?
I like to move it, move it.
That Madagascar movie is fun. The New York Giants.
That's available now for a show for kids to do.
Oh, really? That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one too.
All right, Pete's grabbing more points. It's still really close.
Broke the
Aaron and
seal.
Pete, you're gonna go right down to the
Pete,
wire.
you're
I know.
killing me.
Aaron's not letting me breathe.
All right, hang in there. Hang in there.
Come on, R. Let's
Number
get 'em.
12, 2003. Who were they trying to find? Dory, Nemo, Stuart, or Bruce?
Freezing. I hope it goes through.
You made me ink.
He touched the butt. He touched the butt.
Well, Finding Dory would be the sequel, right? So
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
But
let's
we
see.
this is so crazy. We brought up a
we were
lot of
just
these
talking
things.
about it.
I just was realizing, you know what? You're right. I didn't do that intentionally either.
The
That
year
was
of Finding Nemo and
Yeah.
Lion King. Wow,
Lion
that just kind of happened.
10-9. No,
Boy.
2. Oh, wow. So
Did it.
300-point difference. Here we go. Number 13.
Computer.
2010. Woody and the gang are trapped inside of a toy store, hotel, neighbor's house, or
Oh,
daycare
no.
center in Toy Story 3.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
That was me.
Oh, that might
Come
have
on,
been the
R.
man.
Come
In a
on,
toy
R.
store?
Here we
What
go.
year?
Here we go.
Kahoot just told me to dig deep on the next one.
2012 made 450 million on the first month it was released. Which movie? Captain America, The Incredible Hulk, The Avengers, or Iron Man 2?
Ooh, this is hard.
Yeah, The Avengers was a big draw that summer. Boy.
Or as my niece called them, the Avengers.
Nice.
They go to Taco Bell.
Way better.
Yes. Shawarma.
All right, points. All right. 12,536 to Pete, 11,478 to Aaron, 7,082 to R.
Oh my God. Is there one or two more left?
This is it. Double points. Last question.
All right, no pressure.
Come on, R.
2014 Guardians of the Blank Edge topped the summer box office. Galaxy, Universe, Earth, or Milky Way?
I want a candy bar now.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Let's see who got the points. All right, here we go to the podium, folks. So for our summer blockbuster movies,
Good
part
job,
1.
R.
Good job,
Good
R.
place. Second place, Aaron.
Good job.
First place, and still the reigning champ of Kahoot.
It's been a long time.
Pete.
King Kahoot. That's
You're
going to
the
be
dragon.
his new nickname.
There you go. All right,
Wow,
congratulations.
Fred, oh, look at that. Fred, we'll have to have you figure out a way to get you to play sometime.
Yeah, you get to play one.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the one year? Didn't we do the one with Dave the one time? Didn't he run one of the Kahoots?
Oh, that's right. I bet he'd come back and do it.
Yeah, we should keep it up.
He
That was
built
fun.
the one, and I think he made one, the one with the cars.
Yeah,
No, see,
of course.
there's certain subjects that you guys would destroy me on. So
Maybe that's the strategy.
that's the key.
That's where we need to go.
I just froze up. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. All right. I'm
Let
back.
it go.
Ooh, that was fun, guys.
That was a lot of fun. I had so much fun tonight. I needed
Yeah.
this.
There
Thank
we
you, everyone.
go.
Thank you, R, for playing with us real time.
Yes.
That was really cool.
I think it was my wife.
So yeah, I think we'll try one in the future. We'll see what we could do about putting these online. Let us know in the comments if you had fun, if you'd like to see more of these, and if
Yeah.
it's something you would like to participate in and possibly win prizes.
All right.
Ooh, let's do that. I like that idea. Well, next week we have off, but then we'll be back. We've got a special guest, a teacher that I'm really excited about to come on here, and there's some Disney stuff that will be included. So you know
Very
me,
cool.
I'm excited about that. But
Nice.
Pete, if people would like to continue the conversation, where can they do it?
Right. Our website is teacherpeprally.com. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching or listening to us. Give us a like, a review, subscribe, follow, air hug, whatever it takes.
That sounds
It'll be
good. And
fun.
share with your friends too.
Please
We'd
share.
love-
That was the other word.
We have more room in the gym. We'd love to have them come to the Teacher Pep
Always.
Rally.
Always.
All right. Well, I
Always.
hope you all have a great rest of the week. Keep teaching,
Woohoo.
keep inspiring, and till next time.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Be well.